there, world of tankers. I'm Untitled Blitz, and welcome back to my videos. This video is on the big derp gun SU-152. Now, I'm not going to show any statistics of the armor for this vehicle because this is just more of a fun video, to help you guys out and help me out. So, if you don't know what the SU-152 is, I'm pretty sure you do, but if you don't and you are starting off, stay away from this thing if the gun looks like this, because this is the 640 damage derp gun. It's pretty much a KV2 gun with a bit more accuracy, except instead of getting secondary AP rounds as high penetration rounds, this gun gets heat, which has an average penetration of 250. Now, a little bit of advice: if you run gun rammer, turn it off immediately and put on the calibrated shells, because it makes your heat penetration go up to 275, and 25 millimeters of penetration might not look like a lot, but that is quite a bit, because that is a very big number. In difference, 275 will pretty much allow you to penetrate tier 10 lower plates like a mouse. You could actually penetrate with this gun with heat. That's how ridiculous this armor is. Now, you can see that this is a nasty gun, as we shoot that T-54 Mod 1 872 with a fire, which is an insane amount of damage, especially for a tier 7. I pretty much like to call this tank the cheap smasher. It is pretty much the same as a smasher. I think it has a bit worse accuracy, which doesn't make sense since this is the tank destroyer. But personally, I actually like this vehicle better than a smasher because it's a bit more sneaky and stealthy, and it actually requires a bit more effort to have a little fun and a better payout. And you can see it still has that nasty derp as I'm aiming at that E25, and bam, 563 dead. And this tank has that amazing HE. I think it's 90 millimeters a pen or 100 millimeters a pen. It's very nice. And if you don't have this vehicle or you haven't driven it, I would say to pick it out. And you don't even need to put the good gun on it. This tank is better with the stock gun, which is quite cool. You can see HE right in the side of that M6. And this game's already over 2,600 damage. I literally played this game like 10 minutes ago. I just wanted to show how fun this tank was. These two games I played 1-2 in a row. It's a really fun tank to play. You can see, well, I would say I earned credits, but I do have this tank permanently enriched. That just shows you guys how much I do like this. And the nice thing about this tank is it's free. You know, it doesn't cost any gold to buy this vehicle, and it can actually do the same. And in my opinion, this is actually an overpowered tank. It's a nasty gun, got nasty high explosive. You can really hurt somebody with this tank. You can see, though, the accuracy isn't that bad, really. We fired 5 shells, only 1 missed, all the others penetrated. If you spend long enough aiming at your targets with this vehicle, you will hit them. This gun may not look super accurate, and I know the dispersion is quite terrible sounding on paper, 0.453, but the aiming time is not that bad at all, 5 seconds. Now, if you didn't know, the aiming time is actually not what you'd think it is. This is actually a bit of a helpful hint. Aiming time is actually classified as when your aiming reticle is 1/3, or I think it's 2/3 of what it starts off at. So your tank's reticle aiming time is actually better only if your tank starts off with a small reticle. So that is one thing to keep in mind. So that is something good, and aiming time is sort of like a rip-off stat, so don't ever go off of aiming time on your tanks. But the SU-152 does actually have a good aiming time, judging without those. Dispersion is okay, and damage per minute, look at that, 2,688. That is just a nasty number, especially for having a big derp gun. And I'll show you in the second replay just how nasty it really can be. Now, this game lasts a total of 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and by the time you see how much damage I racked up, it wasn't a mastery, it wasn't anything special, but I managed to play this game in 2 minutes pretty much. Had a lot of fun. This tank is just a big joy of fun. If you don't want to spend the money on a smasher, or you really just don't care for the smasher, but you still want to enjoy what it's like, this is pretty much an exact replica. It's almost the exact same gun. I really wouldn't even suggest to buy the smasher. I'd just say buy this tank and run it with credit boosters. You don't even need to enrich it. This tank is by far, in my opinion, one of the funnest tier 7s. I have 6,000 damage games in this tank, actually. It's quite ridiculous. You can see, though, AT7, when I load that heat, has literally 0 armor compared to my heat rounds. So, you know, he can't even do crap. And we high roll him for 557. We didn't high roll him. I thought it said 657. But there is going to be an SU-152, and if you didn't know, this is a bit of a hint. you can load HE and pen an SU-152 right in that lower plate, and bam, 1060 health right off that tank, right from the front. I bet you he was not expecting that, and he tried to shoot an HE at me, I'm pretty sure, but he just did not be able to get it through. That is a real shame for him. And I am just really a dominating tank here. We've already picked up 1600 damage and only fired 2 shells. That is very good damage in general for a tier 7 game. I didn't really want to shoot that guy, but he was quite annoying, so I wanted to finish him off. Now this SU-122 44 thinks he can take a piece of this SU-152, misses his shell somehow, and we tap him right in the lower plate. Bam! 549 dead. Didn't even need heat round. Heat round most likely would have killed him there, but he could have also high rolled me if it didn't kill him, and that would have sucked, so I took the chance with an AP shell. And also, this tank actually doesn't have a very long reload, you can see. This tank has way more damage from it than the Smasher, and that is the big advantage. This tank has a 14.3 second reload compared to the Smasher's 16.8, I think it is, and that is quite a big difference. That's 2 whole seconds. And it doesn't seem like much now, but if you fire 4 shells with this tank, that's a total of 8 seconds in a minute you're saving over that Smasher. And if you count to 8, that's quite a bit of time you're saving. That's about, 3 E25 shells. So this is a quicker reload, and that's why I think this tank is actually better than a Smasher. Now, the Smasher is quite overpowered in every other area, but I really think that this is a fun vehicle. I'd say go pick one up and enjoy it. This is going to be the end of the video, though, just a quick little video. If you'd like to know actually how to run tank destroyers and how to, maneuver different types of vehicles around, please let me know in the comments down below. Hit me up with a subscribe if you do like my videos and want to see more. And leave me a like if you also liked it. If you don't like it, please give me a downvote and tell me why you didn't like it. Thanks.